I have friends who even say, I don't even know that I believe there's a God. And they're my friends. Because I'm convinced that if we're not careful, Paul gives us an example. He doesn't turn his back on folks who are different from him. He simply shows them that he cares. The thing that sets the church apart, the people of God apart from every other person in the world, is we care. We have a deep love for others, and it doesn't matter who they are. As we receive the love from Christ, we begin to share that with others. Paul says, hey, if you want to tell people that you care, you've got to, number one, put others in front of yourself. Say no to self that you can say yes to others. Secondly, Paul demonstrates that we are to show compassion and not condemnation. Notice how Paul refers to these people who hate him, who accuse him, who have tried to disrupt everything he's about, some of them even wanting to kill him. He doesn't call them Christ haters. He doesn't call them reprobates. He doesn't call them heathens. He doesn't refer to them as Christ killers. You know what he says? He says, you're my brothers, my kinsmen. Paul embraces people that were even enemies to him, and instead of condemning them, he reveals his heart with two parallel thoughts throughout verse 2 when he says, I have great sorrow and unceasing anguish when I realize that you don't know Jesus. Have you ever noticed how people who have a really strong walk with God look at sin and sinners? Those that have a real tight walk with God, rather than being judgmental, well, when you look in Scripture, you begin to recognize that the way they respond to sin and unbelief in others is like the psalmist says, my eyes shed streams of tears because people do not keep your law. It breaks my heart that the world is so far from God. It breaks my heart.